Well, morning folks. I didn't have a great sleep because I had the bloody energy drink before I went to sleep, and I had an energy drink in midday. So I would have had coffee, but there was no coffee in the shops. Anyway, I'm going to get this tent down. I want to make it to the library for 9:30 in Warminster, and then buy some food, then keep carrying on the hike. Warminster's just slightly off trail. I've just got to come off the trail slightly to go into Warminster. Well, that's the tent down. I'll be on my way, I think. Nothing left behind. Picked everything up. Rubbish in the bag and all that. Can't see the sunrise. Oh, maybe I can. Yeah, the sun has rose. So missed the first bit of sunrise anyway. Right. Well, managed to catch a bit of the old sunrise. No droning, unfortunately. Behind me is Salisbury Plain, the military training ground. So I think it's the biggest military training area in Britain. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Look at this landscape, and there's some, I guess, burial mounds, tumulus. There's loads of them, and I am heading this way. Incredible views from Salisbury Plain. It's a shame I can't drone this fort. It looks pretty impressive. You're never going to be able to tell from just photos on the ground. Check this out. Absolutely stunning. Look at that fort. Such an impressive fort as well. Absolutely stunning fort. I've wanted to come here for so many years. This landscape is just incredible actually. Beautiful in the morning. And I'm back filming with the GoPro 8 because I found the memory card. Hope this isn't a thorn tree. Doesn't look like it's got thorns on it, but there are thorns I'm going through. Spiky plants, definitely. I can see them now. Ah, Jesus. This is actually not possibly one of the worst bits. Not the worst bit. Maybe one of the worst bits for thorns and stuff. That's overgrown so far. On the way. Oh, hopefully this doesn't go on for too long. Not many people walk down this bit. I'm definitely going the right way. It's definitely a route along here. It's just really overgrown. Do you know what? I really need a machete. Fucking, oh, excuse my language, but this is taking the piss. I need I don't know, maybe not a chainsaw, but a strimmer at least. You know, I wouldn't mind doing that, but I guess there's certain laws about chopping down wild plants. Even if it is on the right way, there's probably some bloody rule that you can't just come along and strim it all yourself. You probably have to have permission or whatever, I fuck knows. But this is bloody taking the piss. If I knew it was like this, I would have gone a different way. And the joys of being stung to death, which is happening right now. I'm getting stung to death. Ah, dear viewer, please subscribe to my channel. Ah, for the effort I'm putting in. Ah, get spikes all in me. Ah, oh, ah. Joke. This is a bloody jungle trek, mate. I don't know if I'll be stung to death. Ah. Oh man, I'm so stung. So bloody stung. Ah, I've got bloody spikes in me now. Ah. It'd be funny if this isn't the path. Oh dear me, this is quite a long way round actually in all this. Ah, you fucking tards. Ah. Ow! Ow! All over my legs, dear viewer. This ain't even funny now. This is taking the real piss. How the fuck am I supposed to get through here? I can't even see the path. Can't even see the path. Sorry guys, got the wire there. I'm really stung to death, I'm telling you. Got stings all over me. At least they're not deadly, I guess. I guess they're not going the right way. Oh, this is the worst bit. I got spikes all going on me. I don't know how well this is coming out, if I've got it in the right sense. Guess what? I think I was on the wrong path. I think this is it. I start to walk up a steep embankment along, look, well, you can see how steep it is, these ramparts, and yeah, it was steep. And the ironic thing is, at the top where it was like seriously steep, I had to get over some thorns. The thorns were in the way. Like, you know, it wouldn't be the same without the thorns, would it? I'm having to charge it up while I'm using it because I didn't think I had my memory card for the GoPro 8. I tell you what, that has got to be the worst bit of path I've been on the whole trail. That would be what I'd call a typical really bad overgrown trail in summer. And there were thorns, the stinging nettles were taller than me. I'm stung all over. So just for that guys, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. It helps out, and like, and yeah, leave us a comment. It just helps that the people find the channel. So we're skirting Warminster. I believe that's a military training camp down there. They're like, you could tell, like, those are military houses. We're like on the edge of Salisbury Plain, skirting the edge of it, and I will be for the whole of today and some of tomorrow, I think. Yeah, preferably I want to get to the library just as it opens, just because there might be only a certain amount of electrical sockets and I really badly need to charge up stuff. So it seems like a good job I didn't camp up at that fort up there. I was actually thinking about it. I thought it's a bit too close to the military zone though, and yeah, that would put me off a sign like that. Although there was no sign like it on the other side of the fort. I saw some information in there if you want to pause it, and I am going this way. Well, I've just entered Warminster suburbs, heading towards the town, I believe. It's one of them new smart cars, isn't it? So I'm at the library, just waiting for it to open. See if they got charging facilities, hopefully. Well, I managed to use the library in Warminster, and now I'm on my way back on trail. West Wilts Golf Club. That's where I'm walking through now. And this is a path that's going alongside the golf club. God, it's hot, man. Rather than using Salisbury Plain, you know what? I reckon this golf course would make a brilliant battleground for the tanks, with all the, you know, the bumps and stuff that they have on golf courses and sandpits. It'd be brilliant practice for the tanks firing some shells. I don't think the golfers would be too happy though. I've never played golf. I don't know what the fascination is over it. Does anyone on my channel play golf? Let me know in the comments. And apparently on this golf course the golfers practice extreme sports. So all over there, folks, is Salisbury Plain, which is off limits. So I'm just outside the red zone, outside of the military zone. For anybody who has an interest in the military or wars and things like that, you know, history and stuff, this is the place to come along here. All today we'll be going along the edge of the military training zone. I can hear them firing what sound like, I guess, tanks firing. It's pretty loud. So down there is Warminster training camp for Salisbury Plain, which is behind it. It's not very often I get super excited on a hike, because I've done so many hikes. Although I haven't hiked for a while, it's been a couple of months, so that it's been exciting because of that as well. But that you have no idea how long I've wanted to walk the Wessex Ridgeway, and just this past Salisbury Plain. I mean, one day I hope to go in there when there's one day of the year I believe you can go in there. Yeah, I have to find that out, and maybe I can hike there. I don't know. I have to find out about that. And it must be really hot, because I know how keen golfers are. There's not a single golfer on this pitch. I'm sure it's a very popular golfing pitch, but not one golfer. Just to prove to you, and it is, I think it's like about 1 o'clock now in the afternoon. Not one person playing golf. Well, I don't think there's any chance of that today, is there? Yeah, you're probably not going to pick it up on my GoPro, but I can hear them firing. At the moment it sounds like, I guess, like gunfire of some kind. Yeah, some Ministry Defence sign there. Old hut there. Well, there's no red flag flying at the moment on this pole. I've got to turn left, and according to the sign over there, it's a military firing range. Military firing range, keep out. Looks like I'm the only mad person about in this heat, not one other person about. Well, coming up to another fort, and this fort also has a white horse. I wonder if there's much in the way of a lot of people call UFO, unidentified flying object activity here. Obviously not meaning that it's aliens, just unidentified craft, flying objects, which could be I personally think, from this planet. I don't believe that aliens are coming from light years away. It's just in quantum physics, it's impossible. I believe all the UFOs that people spot are from this planet, but not necessarily human. So that's where I just come from. No access for civilian vehicles. Well, the Ridgeway apparently officially goes through here. It says military firing range, keep out. Does it mean just that side of the path? Okay, so one side of this path is the military firing range, military zone, and the other side isn't. And I'm obviously on the path. I'm not going to cross into the danger zone. So yeah, that side is the military zone. Just come from there and I'm carry on up here in the heat. I want to have what that cow's having. That last bit just there was pretty steep with this big bag I'm carrying, I can tell you, in this heat. Possibly at the highest point, I think, on this little bit anyway. So I've got to carry on this way. I just come through this gate down there. Not one person about, but this walk is normally quite busy. Just shows you how high it is, doesn't it? Okay, so it looks like I've got a turn coming up here. There's a lot of pollen about. You get covered in this white dust. Like, my clothes were covered in the white dust, my camera, it's all the pollen. Even though you can't see it, this path is high above Westbury. So there's Westbury down there, and I'm walking along here. Still not at the White Horse yet. Things always look a lot closer on the maps. Looks like a new housing estate down there. They all look like new houses. Wasn't expecting it to be like this. This is absolutely stunning. This is looking away from Salisbury Plain. Salisbury Plain would be behind me. Just walking alongside this massive chalk quarry. Trusty Wessex Way marker. You can see the White Horse. This fort is pretty busy, as you might expect, and there's another thing as well. There's actually a road that goes right up to it. That's why it's so busy. Some people don't have to walk up to it. So it's an awesome walk. You can see why it's busy. Absolutely stunning. Along here, look at that view. I keep saying it. It's absolutely stunning. So this is part of the Wiltshire Way Trail, and the trail I'm doing, Wessex Way, and this is the White Horse Trail. Well, that was the White Horse of this fort. I put the name up, I forgot what it's called now. It could be called the Westbury White Horse. This could be Westbury Hill I'm on. It's got quite impressive ramparts here. I did at one point think about camping here, but as there's a road and there's actually a car park right at the fort, at the top of the fort, I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest. Okay, it's called Bratton Camp White Horse according to this sign. Bratton Camp open space. Looks like a modern standing stone. Some kind of memorial. That's to commemorate a battle. Which way am I going? I'm getting confused now. So it's a moderate risk of fire today. I'd say it's a lot more than that. Old water tank. I wonder if that's still used. Got a little solar power panel on it. It's like a old Roman road going along here. Is this harder than the Ridgeway in the heat? I did the Ridgeway in the heat as well, by the way. I'd say this is probably harder because it's longer and there's a lot more elevation in the whole hike over a longer distance. I think there's a lot more ups and downs on this trail. It's starting to cool down a bit now. And I keep going along here, but down there is the path to Bratton, and there's a trig point just behind the military border. I'll be able to go and visit it officially, which I won't be visiting it. Or maybe you can go up and have a look at it, I don't know. Seems to be a little track going up there, and it's got a sign saying keep out military firing range, so I suppose I better adhere to it. People farming in the military firing range, keep out. There's people farming. Well, I have an idea of where I want to camp, and this road here, down here, goes to Bratton, but I am going this way. Ah, Imber village and road closed, no public access beyond this point. This must be that village that you can see once a year. Yeah, it's closed to the public at the moment. How cool is that? So yeah, when that is open to the public, I think I'm gonna, I wonder if you have to like if there's only a certain amount of people who can go and see it. I don't know, I have to find out, have a look online. There's a lot of flies about. Now it's getting cooler. Still hot actually. Got a bit of pollen about. Might be time for some antihistamine tablets later. So I've come away from the edges of Salisbury Plain military training ground now, just for a bit. Quite a bit of a walk actually, till I come back to it. Well, maybe an hour or two. But while I'm off it, this is my opportunity to find somewhere to camp, because obviously I don't want to camp right next to the border of the training ground. This is a bit of a long walk through all this stuff. I'm definitely going to need a allergy tablet later. Yeah, I don't think anybody comes down and trims the right away down here. Although if they did, they'd have to do it often, because if it rains, because it's so hot, this stuff's going to grow like wildfire. I'm taking loads of pollen. I'm going to feel like shit later. And the ironic thing is, on the crop field there's just like a nice mud path at the edges of the field where I could just walk up. I should have done that. Holy moly. That was a hell of a walk through there, almost to the end. Hopefully this isn't just a track when I get to the end of here by the spawn. This is So I was going for someone with an allergy, put it that way. So I just come through all that down there, and now I believe I've got to go this way. Okay, so I believe I've got to go down here. I know, let's put thistles on the gate to the right away, because it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I was looking at this field and it was on the map, hopeful for camping, but it's a crop field, so yeah, that's like the question at the moment. It looks like the farmers are really busy at the moment. They're all out and about getting crops in. I'll say this is definitely harder than the Ridgeway. You might laugh thinking the Ridgeway is hard, but when it's hot, it is hard because it's dry, it's all chalky, there's not much in the way of water. They do have some water taps. This doesn't have water taps, but there are a fair few shops in the way. This section, you could go out for 2 days without going to a shop, possibly. Depends how fast you walk it. No way, I think I see the Wensdyke Chalk Ridge. I don't know what the proper name for the ridge, but it's way over by what's the place called? I can't remember now, but I do have to walk over that ridge at some point. It doesn't look that far away from up here, but it is on the map. It looks far away. I think there's a place called Carn something or other down there, not the one that's in Dorset, the one that's in Wiltshire or something like that. At least that's what I think it is, because I see 2 aerials up there. And I've camped by those 2 aerials on Wensdyke before. Yeah, maybe I can make that tomorrow, because that's where I was thinking of camping tomorrow night. I don't want to camp at Oliver's Castle because there's a road right by it. It's a lovely spot viewpoint though. Best time of the day now. It's just right, the heat, the light is going golden, and I see a bunch, what looks like a possible camping spot in front of me. I am seriously hoping, because I am seriously knackered. See some people in front of me coming this way. It's been fairly busy this part of the walk, and you can see why. It's just absolutely stunning. All this abundance of food, crops. Just looking for somewhere to camp. I really want to get the tent up before I come back to the military training border. And these trees along here may be my last choice really. And then failing that, it's a long walk along the military training border again till I come off again. And I ain't got the energy for that. Seems to be some dog walkers coming up here. And I presume there'll be doggers up here later, which is why I didn't want to camp in this area. Camp well off the track in those trees, I think. Euro forest. Well, I'm hoping to find somewhere to camp in these trees. I really hope so. Hopefully no one lives in these trees. Can't see any house marked on the map. I couldn't have camped in a worse spot for me. In a wild flower field at the sides of it. I could smell the pollen, so I'm definitely going to have an allergy tablet tonight, but I am so knackered. I'm just going to go to sleep again. Sorry I'm not having much of a conversation at the tent. You know, after I must have walked over 30 kilometres again today in the heat, and stopped in whatever it is, I can't even remember what it's called now, Warminster to charge my batteries up. Okay, I'm going to have a rest. Okay, so I thought I might get some drone footage of the sunset. Might as well, looks like it's going to be a good sunset. So, an update on that. I won't be getting any drone footage here because I've just checked on drone assist and it's in a red military zone high risk area. So you definitely cannot fly a drone. See that shows you there. Drone assist. Highly recommend that if you fly drones. You can check whether you're in a zone where you can actually legally fly it, but here I can't, unfortunately. So no drone flying for tonight's sunset, unfortunately.